I'll tell you what I think makes a real crappy podcast. And the things that frustrate me about crappy podcasts. A crappy podcast is one that doesn't honor the listener with decent audio quality. So it drives me crazy. People will go, I'm just going to do it with my phone. I'm just going to talk into my iPhone because this is a great speaker. You'd be surprised. This is really great. I'm just going to talk into this thing and I get a podcast. And guess what? They can. It's the Wild West. You can talk into this and then publish it with your artwork and put it out in the world. So a crappy podcast can be one that's relatively disconnected from its audience. One that's kind of tone deaf. One that has not taken into consideration they're only talking to one person. The minute I hear somebody doing that, hey everybody, or hey you guys, I'm like, all right, amateur. The other piece of failure that can happen is you have a great idea, you have a great story, but you didn't do enough work to know how much it's going to take to tell that story. Time and time again, we get people that say two things. I want my podcast to be like Rich Roll's, where you just open a microphone and talk, because Rich Roll's podcast is real popular. Or I want my podcast to be This American Life. Now, the This American Life failure is because they didn't figure out what it really takes to create an episode of This American Life, which is like hundreds of thousands of dollars and 15 people at least. And the Rich Roll failure is you're not Rich Roll. So he got in early. He did a thing. He gets away with it. It works. Now he gets famous people on it, and people want to hear famous people. So it works. I hope that answers your question. I rant a lot
absolutely.
about crappy podcasts.